is my evil mother-in-law, Sherry, and our mission is to renovate this entire basement. Today we're gonna show you how you can build these custom Ikea built-ins that look like this. But first, we need to address the 40 bunnies in the room, and you'll see what we mean in a second. Oh, For this project, we're actually at my friends Keith and Sophie's house, and Keith actually bought his childhood home from his mother, but with it came a disaster. His mom had rented it out for a few years, and the renters went crazy.
So they started breeding pets, and they used this entire carpeted finished basement as like a cage for 40 bunnies.
They destroyed this place, so now we're gonna help Keith and Sophie gain a third of their home back by teaching them how to renovate their basement DIY style.
I've never touched a power tool before.
And neither had I before I went broke buying a fixer-upper, forcing myself to learn how to DIY all the renovations myself. And now together, we're taking on extreme DIY projects to show you that you can do this in your home too.
Even if you don't have any experience like us. We'll be teaching Keith and Sophie how to use power tools, do demo, build a custom bookcase entertainment center.
But it doesn't stop there. We're gonna teach them how to build a bar, pour concrete countertops, install tile backsplash, install flooring, and so much more. And we can't wait to bring you along and teach you too.
Alex has been with my daughter Kylie for 11 long years, and from the start has had the gift of making me laugh and annoying me at the same time, which is confusing.
And Sherry has been like a mother to me since day one.
And you know what they say, if you want to test out your relationship, do a home renovation together.
So that's exactly what we're gonna do, and we invite you to follow along this crazy DIY journey with us. There will be plenty of fails and laughs along the way.
This is real life renovation, and you are going to see everything.
So trust us, you're not gonna wanna miss an episode. So buckle up.
Like and subscribe right now.
And get ready for this wild journey with us. So it's day one and we just got to Keith and Sophie's, and there's a lot more work to do on this basement than we initially realized. And I'm talking like adding a new outlet, which we didn't even account for. We're gonna have to build all these bookcases.
There's a vent that might be in the way.
We're gonna have to look at vents and restructuring that possibly. So we can already see like how it, like the ball's already starting to roll in the wrong direction. Before we can really get anything done, we have to declutter and clean everything. And you can already tell I'm tired of it. This is the part of the project that I hate the most, but I know we have to do it in order to get to the fun stuff. So we just finished day one. I almost said day two. It almost feels like we've done 2 days worth of work. Hopefully day two goes better than day one and we get some stuff.
Alright, so it's day 2 and now we're having to rip up the carpet and work around all their stuff that they haven't decided what they want to do yet. But because there's so much stuff, we're gonna have to move the stuff over to one side, rip the carpet up, and then move it back over there to that spot. Looks like you're going pretty straight.
This carpet is over 2 decades old, so any carpet would smell at that rate. But remember, there were over 40 bunnies running around freely down here, so I want you to imagine how bad this carpet smells right now. One down. And a long way to go. I can already tell that this is gonna be a pain, but it's necessary to get this done. It's probably gonna take us all day. My arms are already tired and it's only one roll, but we gotta keep pushing. So Keith luckily tapped me out, but we left the door open and now have a huge problem. So we may have a little problem. Keith and Sophie have 2 cats, and currently they only have 1. And we have been going out of this sliding glass door.
I'll go and find cat.
Did you find the cat?
Yes. How?
Yeah, think of the angriest thing you can think of and just yank the shit out of it. I'll stand here.
I just saw a spider.
Oh.
Alright.
Damn, girl! Damn!
Yeah, so?
Come on, you got it.
My therapist won't call me back, actually.
So everyone has left us, and only the dynamic duo remains. It's just me and Sherry. So she's upstairs ordering all the bookcase, built-in bookcase stuff, which of course left me the backbreaking work of ripping up all the tack strips. But we had a special guest visit us that I think will shed some light on the story of this basement.
My name's Frank Livingston. I am Alex's second father. Keith destroyed this basement after he bought the house. Sorry, Keith, but you and your fiance have not done well in the basement. The rest of the house looks great, but the basement, not so much. So Alex, do your magic, and I can't wait to see what you get done.
All right, let's see that bar work.
so heavy.
With the carpet gone and a blank slate, we're at Ikea picking out the bookcases that we're gonna show you how to not just assemble them, but customize them and make them look like custom professional built-ins.
I don't like spinny rides. Day 3 confessional. I'm exhausted. This has been very laborsome. Trip to Ikea wasn't too bad, but ready to build and start seeing now the fun begins.
Already out of breath, and we have the 2 heaviest things left. We're done with this project. Keith, I'm making you put me in this box and carry me out just like this.
We're back, day 4. I took the day off yesterday because I deserved it and I didn't want to rip up tax strips. But we're back. They went to Ikea yesterday and now we're stuck with building 20 boxes of Ikea furniture.
Oh.
Ow, ow, ow.
You just nailed on some.
You just got screwed. We basically just put together all the Ikea furniture except for one. We're leaving it for Keith and Sophie to deal with.
Yeah.
But once we do that, then we can clear out all the shit, all of their shit, which they need to do.
It's out of the house on Monday.
Yeah,
no excuses. We got it.
We can't work around it anymore.
No.
Anyways, that's a wrap on day 4. Stay tuned for day 5. So we're gonna go pick out some wall colors, not the colors for the bookcases.
No, but yeah, we are. We're doing both. We're doing both, wall and bookcase.
Okay, so we're gonna do all that and then bring some samples home and see in the actual lighting. So now we're on the way.
Are they even here? It doesn't mean that you. Well, and remember, the lighting here is different than the lighting.
These 2 online that I've seen with brass and doesn't pick up yellow, really popular.
Here.
Yeah, that's nice.
All right, let's go, gals. Don't no. Did she pick that up? Let's go, girl.
I got it.
Today we sold a bunch of stuff on Facebook Marketplace. We built the bookshelf up, and then we started framing out the built-in. Yeah, it was really fun. I learned a lot. I learned how to use a spinny saw.
This with the circular saw right down here. Sophie's never used any power tool before, which I think is evident in her outfit choice when I told her we were gonna use a saw, but that's another story. I'm relishing this moment of teaching her because it really is an easy skill to learn and it's very empowering. So I think she's gonna love power tools. I'm teaching her all the safeties and how to be safe while using them. And I think I might be unleashing a demon here. She might be the next best DIYer. I'm really proud of Sophie because power tools can be really intimidating, but she's been loving it so far, so I'm really excited to see how she continues to grow with them as we continue this project. It's a new day and we have to finish out all of the stud framing so that we can place these Ikea bookcases where they need to go. And now that Sherry has seen Sophie take on the power tools, she wants to learn herself. Or I'm kind of forcing her to learn, I'm not gonna lie, but she can totally do it. She's never even cut her own lawn before, so this is definitely interesting. So right now what we're gonna do is there's gonna be a TV right here, so we're gonna try and put an outlet here. So we're gonna install the cabinets. We couldn't do that before we installed the outlets for where the TV is gonna be mounted. So in theory, it was gonna be pretty easy, but as most things go around here, it was a lot harder than we thought. And even just getting the wire up to the new outlet took us about an hour and a half, and we ended up doing it the most janky way possible, which is pretty on par with what we do here at Real Life Renovation. I might have an idea. So
Improvise.
we're gonna use this GoPro like extended selfie stick. We're gonna try and feed it up through there, and then I could probably like collapse it as it's coming through so I can pull it back out. Maybe.
What if you lose that in the wall?
You know what? I'm prepared.
Later.
Oh, I did it! What the talking about? Who goes there? I did it.
Look, I did it.
Electricity can be really scary and you want to be careful when you're doing it in your home. You always want to make sure you know what you're doing. Today, I'm teaching Sophie how to wire up her own outlet. Okay, so now you're gonna strip these.
I learned how to wire an outlet and I learned what the black wire means, the white wire means, the one wire that makes sure everything doesn't go bad means, and yeah, it was really fun. I did not believe it at
I'm proud
first.
of you.
Thank you.
A first for Soph. Now she can talk shit to Keith every time they watch TV and be like, you know who turned that TV on?
Me. I
Yeah,
was gonna say a curse.
you can say.
Me.
And that's a wrap on day 7. Catch you day 8. So right now we're about to start getting ready to attach the bookcases, and before we do it, the backing, remember these are Ikea, so this backing is pretty flimsy. So this bottom half right here, this shelf is stapled, but these ones can all move. But we've determined that we're gonna keep these all the same height, so we're gonna actually use this nail gun and nail it in from the back so it's nice and tight. And then the bottom ones will keep not nailed so that it'll have doors on it, and if they want to adjust them later to put blankets or whatever they want. With the bookcases ready to go, we need to put a few more little stud pieces just to make sure they're well supported. And I think my favorite part of this basement renovation by far is teaching Keith, Sophie, and Sherry how to use the power tools. It just never gets old, especially when you're scared of them. So if that's you and you're scared, just watch Sherry conquer her fears right here. Okay, now see that safety?
This.
Lift it up.
Lift it up, push it
Okay,
in.
hold up. Do not start the blade on the wood.
Okay. I push it in
Yeah, and then
Not
now
push.
you're gonna squeeze. Just squeeze it and feel it.
because I jump every time this
Okay.
thing starts.
But now you're doing it, you're not gonna jump.
You had your eyes closed the whole time. I
I
saw
know.
you.
I'm afraid a particle's gonna go in.
It's finally time to attach these bookcases, and it comes with everything you need, but I can't tell you how excited I am to see these bookcases in place so we can start to bring them to life, customize them, and show you how you can make them look badass. Ikea is great because they have a bunch of different size cabinets to fit your specific room, but I'm about to show you how to install them correctly, or at least how I do it. So basically, you're gonna cut a stud and you're gonna sandwich it in between each one of the cabinets. Don't worry about the wall on the left side and the wall on the right. Just sandwich them and center them in the room. Now, you're gonna screw in the studs on each sides of the cabinet, and you're gonna inset the studs so that you can put a 1x2 trim piece that will be flush with the face of the cabinets. This will all make sense in a second, just trust me. Day 9 was actually really eventful. We got a lot done today. We cut all of the plywood for the countertop that's gonna go on top of the base cabinets. We trimmed out the sides in between the cabinets. We put up some studs on the sides so we can do the flat panel for that. And then we brought in the big guns with Jack, who's Keith's brother, and he taught us how to basically cap off a length of ductwork, a run of ductwork. So we capped that off, so then now we can basically take the trim all the way up to the ceiling above the built-in bookcase, put some crown molding, and make it really look like a custom built-in rather than just like an Ikea hack. So that's basically what we got done today. And then even Sophie's mom came, which I thought was really cool.
Yeah.
Proud of Soph, she's killing it, and we're gonna keep it rolling. So basically what we've done the past couple of days is we've started to trim out this built-in bookcase. You can see we added these trim pieces here. We added this countertop that we're gonna put some plywood edge banding on. We trimmed out the sides, and then now we've added the support for the tops. So if you can imagine it, we have the outlet TV is gonna go here, all the decor, there's gonna be cabinet doors all along these bottom shelves. And then we're gonna put a flat panel along here along with some crown molding, and then we'll patch that hole. So everything will look nice and clean. And then after some caulk and spackling these little holes right here, it'll be ready for paint. It'll actually look built in and custom. So now we're just gonna finish it off, and then they can watch TV. To make it really feel custom, you gotta go to the ceiling and install some crown molding. So we're just shooting 1/4-inch plywood right here to bring it to the ceiling. And then, well, we did attach the doors because I really wanted to see it. But then we installed this crown molding, super easy. And the hardest part, I think, of this entire project, Sophie really wanted arches. And I agree with her that it'll make it feel really custom and less Ikea-y. but they're not easy. We're completely making up how to do this, but essentially we cut a piece of plywood to fit, and then we're using a string. It's actually a fish line because we didn't have a good string. We tied it to a pencil and created the arch, and now I'm just using my jigsaw to cut it out and try to get the smoothest, roundest arch I can, but it's not easy. This took me a lot of trial and error, but we got it. It looks good, and I'm excited to see it all finished. So right now we have just about everything done with the built-in bookcases. As you can see, it looks pretty well finished. Obviously, we still need to caulk, sand it down, and then prime and paint. But one of the biggest things that we need to do right now is actually put this plywood edge banding. So all along this countertop that we've built, and also these arches. So you can see with plywood right here, it basically shows all the different layers of the plywood. So what this edge banding does is it actually mimics the feel and look of plywood, and the way you install it, and it can take curves, which is really nice, but the way you install it is actually, it's crazy enough, with an iron. So there's an adhesive on the back of this. We're gonna plug in the iron, heat it up, and then just guide it along here, and it'll heat up the adhesive and it'll stick. So we're gonna put it all along here for this countertop that will go against there, and then all along these arches, and it'll look much more finished. Like a solid piece of wood be much more expensive. When you're ironing this stuff on, it's really important that you keep the iron moving, and you don't want to hold it for too long because it could burn the thin, like plywood edge banding. So just keep that in mind, but definitely make sure you have good contact so it adheres correctly. Anyways, it's been like 11 or 12 days. We've lost count. So we've pretty much finished the built-in bookcase at this point, other than Sophie going to town on the arches because she's trying to perfect it. I let her do her thing. I think she's always gonna nitpick it.
Yeah.
I feel like we're at the point where it seems like we're making slow progress, you know, because it's all the trim stuff and problem solve. It's a lot of problem solving and figuring out how to make them look custom.
We've already come so far, and it's been such a wild ride.
But we have so much more in store for you. In this episode, we showed you how to take cheap IKEA bookcases into your home and turn them into professionally built built-ins. And in episode 2, we're gonna show you how to do the most important part, which is to get them to look professionally painted and get that factory-like finish. Trust me, there's a lot that goes into painting these, and so many people make simple mistakes that will ruin all the hard work they did. So if you wanna learn how to do this yourself and see how these IKEA built-ins turn out,
Like and subscribe below and let us know what you think in the comments.
and this is a real life renovation, so we don't always know what we're doing or what we're getting into. So if you have any advice, let us know in the comments, and we can't wait for you to join us on episode 2, because like we said, shit's gonna get crazy, so let's do it.
Woo!
3, 2, 1.
Open.
Oh my gosh.
That looks awesome.
Oh